Here I am. Morning, guys. Morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. Once again, I thought I had everybody or all my everything set up right, but I'm running late as usual. Well, welcome everybody to Southern Gals True Crime. I know this was kind of a last minute thing. If you don't know, some of you may know that are watching. I went on a weekend trip down to Bossier City, Shreveport, Bossier City for a Mardi Gras, and we just got back yesterday afternoon. And I had intended to just film or record the video for the Missing Person Monday this week, but by the time we got back after riding on the bus for 3 hours home and getting unpacked and getting stuff done around here, I was just too tired to record last night, and I psyched out and went to sleep. So anyway, that is why we're doing the live today. And if I look a little sleepy, I'm still trying to get caught up on my trip, even though it was only a three-day trip. Now, no, we didn't, like I said, we did not go to New Orleans because that's just too crazy. We went down to Shreveport, Bossier City. Very family friendly. Now they do serve drinks, but it's not like you see on the around New Orleans when people just go crazy and down on Bourbon Street or wherever they do the Mardi Gras parade down there. Very family friendly. We went with a bus tour, Little Rock Tours, and if anybody in the Arkansas area or close, I highly suggest Little Rock Tours. They go everywhere. They do cruises. They go everywhere in the United States to other countries. And this, I believe, is our 10th time. Me, my mom, my aunt, my baby brother and sister-in-law went, and we just have a blast. And so I think instead of babbling on about it today, probably because I went ahead and bit the bullet, and now I have the basic plan on StreamYard, so I can have unlimited streaming. I might do a True Crime After Dark probably Saturday night. If you guys want to hear about my Mardi Gras adventures, and we had a lot of fun. I'll try to put together. Once again, I have two me's in here, and the second me is misbehaving, so I might just have to do it old school. But so I might do a True Crime After Dark live Saturday night to tell you all about my Mardi Gras adventures, because when I was doing some trying to video, because on Friday night they have what they call float loading party, where they have the warehouses where they load the beads and everything up on the float, and it's part of our VIP thing. We get to go to the float loading party, and I was taking video, wasn't paying attention. I can't multitask apparently. Taking video, not paying attention to where I was walking, and I ended up tripping over one of the hitches on one of the floats and did a face plant, and it's all on film. So I might have to show you guys that. I know I'm babbling right now, but I'm trying to see if my second me on my laptop is going to come up, or I might just have to go old school. But anyway, if you guys will be interested in hearing about my Mardi Gras adventures, just let me know when I might do a late night live Saturday night. Put together a slideshow of some pictures and stuff, and the video of my incident, my fight with the float. I do have war wounds. My legs are all bruised up and my elbows, but hey, we can. And the thing is, I hadn't even drank any alcoholic beverages at the time, so it was completely sober, just because I'm clumsy. Oh goodness. See, I may have to go old school because let me go back out and check some comments while I'm waiting to see if oh, I already got 10 comments. Let's see. Let me go to the top. Hello, Miss Shauna. Good to have you here as always. Yeah, Shauna says, how was your vacation? Yep, I was just talking about that. It was good. It was very good. Like I said, this is, I believe, our 10th year going down there with Little Rock Tours, and you get the VIP thing. You get a good Cajun meal with it. There's always a band playing. There's a VIP section at the start of where the parade starts. It's roped off, and only the tour groups get access to this VIP section. So you get, right up front. And we came home. I'm telling you, my mom got enough beads. They were all the beads that my mom ended up getting weighed more than she did. I'm telling you, but she's a little skinny thing. Plus, they throw cups. They throw like these little squishy football things, just hula hoops. They throw everything you can imagine. And my mom ended up with a buttload of stuff, so she was happy. And I ended up with a lot of beads, but most of the beads, except for like the special ones, the medallion beads, my mom works at a nursing home, and we always send all the beads down. She takes the beads to the nursing home, and they use them for the activities for that they do with the residents, because a lot of the residents, they usually hand out candy as prizes, but a lot of the residents can't have candy, so they use the beads and other stuff as prizes for their games and stuff that they do. So we donate a lot, because we've been to Mardi Gras so much. We have so many beads that it's just oh God, yeah. So it is so much fun. All right, let me go back see get caught up in so Shauna, yeah. So like I said, if you guys are interested, I'll probably do a late night live Saturday, True Crime After Dark, with showing you some of my adventures. Hello, Michigan Wifey. Always good to have you, my dear. Hope you had a good time. Yep, I had a wonderful time. Even with my little tripping over, fighting with the float incident, I had a good time. You guys will. I'm gonna have to get a clip, but I got to try to see. And you guys, please tell me, because in the video I took, because they always have music playing. The video I took has music in it, so I'm wondering, even though if I stop it because I'm going to stop it every once in a while and explain, some of the floats and stuff, if I can use it, even though it has music in it, because they're playing some good music. They're playing Def Leppard, they're playing AC/DC, all that good rock and roll stuff. But if anybody out there who knows more than I am about I kind of know about the YouTube fair use thing, but if I think I can't use the music, I'll just take the music out and just have the video. Let's see who else we got. Miss Dandy is here. Hello, Dandy. Thank you so much, dear, for being here. Good to have you here. Good to have everybody here. Still I'm doing this manually again because apparently my laptop is not going to cooperate with me. So Shauna's here, Dandy. I'm sorry if I'm Michigan Wifey. Yeah, Shauna says, Yeah, you get smacked in the head if you're not paying attention. Yeah, and it was like I said, the float wasn't even moving. I was the one that was moving because it was at the float loading party, and they're finishing up the floats and putting the beads on, and I was just walking around videoing, and I didn't notice the big, 3 feet long hitch on the front. And like next thing I know, I was on the ground and people were helping me up, and the video's hilarious. I'm gonna have to try to clip it down and at least the fall part, and but I did have one of the people that helped me up was a very nice a police officer who was also very nice, very nice looking. So that was a plus. All right. Yeah, Dandy's already on it. She's getting all my links up for me. I'm probably just going to do this manually because or we'll be here for 3 hours. Yeah, that's what I thought. Dandy says I'd play it while muted. They'll strike you fast. Yeah. Um, like I said, you can still get but I was just enjoying the music too. Between trying to film, looking at the floats while I was trying to film and enjoying the music, that's what caused me to crash and burn. But yeah, I'll probably play it muted. You can get the picture. I'll let you put your own music in your head, whatever kind of music you like. If you're not into the rock and roll, like I said, they're playing Def Leppard, AC/DC, just all kinds of good music. Hey, Mexi, good to have you here, girl. Long time. I was gonna say long time no see, but I think the last time I did a live or got on Discord or any Miss Frankie, I got to get caught up on Miss Frankie stuff. Glad to have you here. Glad to have everybody here. Who's here watching it live? Who's going to watch it on replay? I think I'm about caught up in comments, so I will do my shameless plugging because once again, StreamYard is let me try one more time. Then I'll get to my shameless plugging and we'll get down to business. Get down to business. Get down to business. I just threw something together last night. Some updates on some cases, or some not updates, but I have some a little bit more information that Mr. Jack Morrison, who, if you've been watching, know that we've been following his disappearance. So sad. And I found on I think on the Morgan Nick Foundation, they shared a post from one of the Oklahoma police Facebook pages, and there was a little bit of information that his wife had given about where they had found more video footage, CCTV footage of the truck. So once again, I'm babbling, but I so want to control things through my laptop, but I don't know if it's going to work. But anyway, shameless plugging out of the way. If you're new to Southern Gal True Crime, welcome. I thank you so much for joining. I share missing persons, cold cases, true crime in the news, and more. I mostly focus on the missing persons and the cold cases. That's the heart and soul of my channel, to bring attention to the missing and the cold cases, the ones that don't get the national attention. Smaller case, well, not smaller, but like I said, they don't get all the national attention that the other cases do. So I try to share those. You can find me. I'm trying to read. Like, shares, comments, all those things help small channels like mine reach more people. February 13th will be my 1-year anniversary for my channel, so I'm very proud of that. I think I'm up to 425 or 26 subscribers. For me, that is exciting. It may not seem like a lot to, aside from other channels, but I'm slowly going to make it there with you guys' help. I couldn't do it without you guys. Is my banner not up? Oh goodness. Uh, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. I think Dandy has put that up there. Oh, my banner is up there. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure of anything right now. I promise I'm babbling. I see people are leaving right now. They're like, forget her. She's goofy. All right, I'm just gonna get out of this mess and just do it manually. Um, and I do also have a merch shop set up. I have a link to the Buy Me Coffee. All my links you can find in the About section of my page. Um, so if you're interested in any Southern Gals True Crime merch, please do check it out. A portion of the Buy Me a Coffee, anything donated through Buy Me a Coffee and merch sales goes to a nonprofit. Very good team of people. True crime creators that I know and trust very well. They have a nonprofit that goes out and helps families free of charge, try to get some answers or find their loved ones and in these missing cases, missing persons and cold cases. So I think that's all the shameless plugging. Oh, you can find me on Facebook at Southern Gals True Crime. I have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. I try to post stuff in there. Sometimes I don't always keep caught up on it, but I do post stuff in the group and on the page that I don't put on YouTube, some articles that I come across. So definitely worth checking out. If you have any questions, comments, if you have a case that is dear to your heart, maybe from your home state or hometown that you don't think is getting enough attention, please do email me or leave a comment in the comment section. And even on my small little channel, I will send me the victim names, any the state it's from, any information you have. It just makes it a little bit easier for me to research it and find as much information as I can about it. All right, I think that is all the shameless plugging. Once again, I'm gonna still try to get into streaming. All right, let me go back to comments and get caught up. Okay. Forgot where I was at in the Shauna says she feels special. You are special, Shauna. Everybody here is special. Everybody that has supports me, watches me, everybody is appreciated. Yep, Dandy's got she's on it, of course. Like I said, you can tell I'm not entirely with it today yet. I still haven't woke up, even though I didn't roll out of bed till around 10 o'clock Central Time, but I stayed up till about 2 o'clock trying to get this slideshow and this information put together. All right. So I think Mexi says, why can't I buy coffee? Second time this has happened, I'll get it figured out. It may be something on my end. I may have set it up wrong. I'll go and check it. I'll check on it and see. Like I said, it's probably user error because I'm the one that set it up, so I might have done something wrong. Shauna says, very good news. You're going to do great. You do a lot for the missing. Thank you, Shauna. That's very much appreciated. All right, let me take this since maybe my are you going to the Buy Me a Coffee or the merch? It says merchant verification issue on my side. Okay. Oh well, I'm sorry. It makes it says that I've tried with a different channel for some reason. It doesn't like buying coffees. So maybe it's there. Maybe it's on their end. Uh oh. Shauna says no coffee for you. Yeah, I don't drink coffee. I have my trusty glass of, it's, there we go. It was, that's weird. My green screen didn't like it, I guess. I always have my tea with me. Plus, I have a backup cup of, or a bottle of water. All right, I think I am caught up in chat. So let me, we'll get started with the, what we're here to talk about. Missing Person Monday. This is our Missing Person Monday video or live stream. This time, I do for anyone who's new here, just tuning in, first time here. I do this every Monday. I either do a video or a live stream featuring usually missing person or cold case missing persons. Today I have, like I said, some new information, and once again, I've got to quit doing this. Once again, one of the people that I was going to feature as one of my missing persons, because I always feature a current missing person at the beginning of the video or live stream. I found it on, I believe, either Morgan Nick Foundation Facebook page or one from another law enforcement that Morgan Nick page shared. But when I went back to check, because I always check for if there's any updates before I share them, another one that unfortunately was found deceased, and I found an article explaining what's going on in that case. So I'll bring you that. But I'm telling you, I feel like a jinx when it comes to my missing persons that I share. Yeah, Mexie says, talking about my cup, she says it does that to Miss Frankie when she wears green. Yeah, my cup is clear with, I don't know if you see it's, get where you can see it's clear, but it does have polka dots on it. So, but when I put it, disappears. It's a magic cup. Magic cup. Yes, invisibility cloak. Yes, that's my superpower, I guess, to make things disappear. Yes, and Sean, if I'm not mistaken, you are also from Arkansas. You can too, right? You can correct me if I'm wrong. But yes, Morgan Nick Foundation does very good work. They not only help parents find missing children, help cope with losing a child through violent kidnapping, violent crime. They also that work with the help find missing adults. Morgan Nick, and it was, for anybody who doesn't know, Morgan Nick is a little 5-year-old girl that went missing from Alma, Arkansas, 1995. She was 6 years old. Anybody who's watched my channel long enough knows that is my case. I call my case closest to my heart. And I've done several videos on Morgan. You can find them in the playlist of my channel. Of course, it's called Morgan Nick. Yeah, that's what I thought. Northwest region. Another Arkansan. I'm trying to keep up with from where everybody's at. I know Michigan, of course, Michigan wife is from Michigan. I believe Dandy is from Colorado. Mexie, I don't know. Some of you guys from that I've met through Miss Frankie's channel and Discord. I'm still trying to get down where you guys are at. You do, by no means, you don't have to tell where you're at if you don't feel comfortable. Because I know, there's some crazy folks out, trolls out on here on YouTube. So I would never ask anybody to give any information that they do not feel comfortable. Because all I say is I'm in Arkansas. I don't give I'm in Central Arkansas. That's what I'll say. I don't give any more specific than that. All right. I think I'm caught up in so we will get started before I babble some more. So speaking of the Morgan Nick Foundation, I found this on the Morgan Nick Foundation Facebook page, and February 3rd is National Missing Persons Day, which in my heart every day is a National Missing Persons Day. But I just found this interesting. It gave a little bit how to observe National Missing Persons Day. I apologize. since I got my free paid or my paid plan now, I can put something up in the corner, and it kind of, I did put the never forget hashtag Southern Gal True Crime hashtag up there, because that's heart and soul of my channel. So hopefully you can read it. But it says how to observe National Missing Persons Day. Of course, always support the search for the missing. Visit the sites listed below to bring more awareness to missing persons. Please check out your local missing persons databases. And I'm doing on Discord, I'm doing my best to go through in the missing persons section or channel or whatever you call it of my Discord server, to list the national database or the state database for every all 50 United States. But you can visit Morgan Nick Foundation or use hashtags Morgan Nick Foundation, Still Missing Morgan, National Missing Persons Day, Love Always Hopes, Missing Light in the Darkness, or Shining Light in the Darkness, Never Forget, Voice for the Voiceless. Any hashtag will work. It says take precautions to keep you and your family safe. That's probably the most important thing we could do as far as to help children and adults go from going missing. Share a missing person story. You don't have to be a creator or whatever on YouTube or like me, just some goofy woman sitting up here sharing stories. You can share on your Facebook page, Facebook groups, any social media platforms. Just make it a priority to share missing person stories. And like I said, to share on social media, you can use hashtags, and we went over the hashtags. Let's see. Yeah, Shauna says, just moved back here from living in Louisiana. Glad to be back home. Yeah, I was, like I said, I was in Louisiana this weekend down in Shreveport, Bossier City. Well, I'm glad you're back in Arkansas. All right, let's see what we got going next. I do have some good information. And I can't remember how long ago it's been, but Aaron Stone was one of the gentlemen that I had, was one of my current featured missing persons in one of my videos or live streams. He went missing from I'm trying to decide if I can read it better on my computer or my phone. He went missing from Dale City, Oklahoma. I apologize for leaning close to the screen. I believe it's in January of 2023. He has been located safe. I also found this on the Morgan Nick Foundation Facebook page. Had a link to the one of the other law enforcement, and so they found him. Now this is not the and I forgot to look up. This is not, because when I first saw this, I thought it was the Daniel Reed, the former Army veteran that has been missing from Arkansas. It was not him, but I was going to look up for updates on him, but I forgot. But nonetheless, Aaron Stone has been found safe. Dandelion says they found him. Great news. Absolutely. Shauna says great news. Yes, as always. I love being able to bring stories of missing persons who have been found safe. All right. So this is our current missing person for today. This is Sherman Austin. He went missing from Forest City, Arkansas on December 22nd, 2023. He is 65 years old, black male, 5'8", 152 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. It says he may be in a 2015 gray Dodge Dart with Tennessee license plates, BHB 7313. So if you have any information about Mr. Austin, his disappearance, possible whereabouts, please call the Forest City Police Department at 870-633-3434, or the Memphis Police Department at 901-528-2274. And I will put a link to the original post from the Facebook page in the comments after the stream. And then when YouTube will let me go in and edit the actual stream, I will put all my sources and all my missing persons in the description box. Yes. Yep. Dandy says Jack Morrison is still missing. Yes, I did remember to look for any updates on Mr. Morrison. Unfortunately, nothing. But like I said, I found once again a link through the Morgan Nick Foundation Facebook page to one of the Oklahoma, because he's missing from Beaver County, Oklahoma. I did find where it had posted that his wife gave a little tidbit of information that I hadn't seen before, and like a Dandy and a bunch of you guys have stated, sometimes it just takes that one little bit of information that will jog somebody's memory. So hopefully that will be the case. And I don't, and we'll get to him, but I don't want to be negative, but he's been missing for Shauna says, okay, got to go to lurking mode. I'll talk to you ladies later. Have a great afternoon. Thank you, Shauna, for dropping in. It's always good to have you here, my dear. It's okay if you lurk. Lurkers are good. Lurkers, everybody, I appreciate everybody, whether they lurk or participate in chat, just being here and supporting the channel to help bring more awareness to these cases is always appreciated. So thank you, Shauna. Okay, let's see what we got next. So this is another missing that I found through, once again, Morgan Nick Foundation, put a link to it. This is William Boyd Pendergrass. He went missing from Rogers, Arkansas. He's been missing since November 1st of 2020. So it's been 2 or 3 years. He is at the time, well, no, this is the time he disappeared or what his current age would be 55. He is 5'10", 150 to 160 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. He has tattoos. He has Aussie across his fingers. He has an eagle on his chest. He is an enrolled member of the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes. Like I said, he's been missing since November 1st, 2020. 54-year-old William Boyd Buddy Pendergrass was last seen departing the Rancho Motel in Rogers, Arkansas on November 3rd, 2020. Since then, he has not been sighted. There have been no communication with family or friends. Although residing in Kansas, Oklahoma, he is familiar with frequenting areas such as the Rogers-Bentonville area, which is in the extreme northwest part of Arkansas, close to the Missouri and Oklahoma borders, that little corner up there. Siloam Springs, Fort Smith, and the Ozark area in Arkansas. He is a Native American. I'm going to give the vitals again. 5'10", 150 pounds, brown hair, dark brown eyes. Possibly seen wearing black shoes and jeans. The Aussie tattoo on his knuckles, eagle on his chest. So if you have any information about this case, please contact the Rogers Police Department at 479-636-4141. So that is William Boyd Penderson, missing from Rogers, but it's possible he could be in anywhere in the Oklahoma area or any of these other areas in Arkansas that listed. And possibly, like I said, if Rogers, Fayetteville area is very close to the Missouri border. So anybody in those areas, please keep a watch out. All right, so this is Mr. Jake Morrison, who we were talking about earlier. He's been missing for about 3 weeks now. And they did put a new missing poster up at the bottom. You can see that his his actual truck that he was in. They took this still from the surveillance footage. And this comes from KFDA website, and it says the search for the missing man from Beaver County, Oklahoma continues. 83-year-old Jack Morrison has now been missing for over 25 days, so almost a month now. The wife of Mr. Morrison, her name is Peggy. They've been married for 48 and a half years. Provided an update on Facebook saying that he and his truck had been tracked entering Pampa, Texas, the day that he went missing on January 7th around 8:30 p.m. from the east on U.S. Highway 60. His direction of travel is unknown at this time after this last sighting, or the sighting entering Pampa, I'm assuming Pampa, Texas. That's the only Pampa I know of. Officials are asking businesses in the area to check their cameras for possible sightings of either him, Mr. Morrison, or his truck. Anyone with information about Mr. Morrison's whereabouts, or if they have seen his maroon 2000 Dodge Dakota, is asked to call Beaver County Sheriff's Office at 580-625-4549 or call 911. So that is just a little tidbit, because I hadn't heard about the he had been seen entering Pampa. Like I said, I'm assuming Texas. I could be wrong. Somebody please correct me. If there's another Pampa, it may be in Oklahoma or in a. But it did say that his childhood home was in Oklahoma City. Anyway, I could be wrong about the Pampa, Texas, but it could be. And that's the first time that they'd released a still image of his actual truck. They make sure everything's working on this end, on my laptop end. So once again, this one, I was going to also feature this. We had a silver alert here in Arkansas that had been activated, but now when I went to check for an update, the silver alert has been inactivated. But from the way they worded it, and this comes from KAIT8.com, the way they worded it, it makes me a little nervous, because it says Arkansas State Police have inactivated a silver alert for a missing Heber Springs man. According to the Arkansas State Police, at around 5 p.m. Thursday, the alert was inactivated for 77-year-old John Wesley Long. Now it says Long's condition is unknown at this time. So that's the part that makes me a little bit nervous. Does it mean they found him hurt? He's in the hospital, maybe in, life-threatening injuries or serious injuries? Or does it mean they have found him possibly deceased and they're just not releasing information yet? It says we will update this as new information is made available. So I will definitely keep on top of this one and let you guys know if they release any more information. Or it says for additional information, you can call the Heber Springs Police Department at 501-362-3661. So like I said, this one, just kind of makes me a little bit nervous the way because usually when they, at least around here in Arkansas, when they inactivate a silver alert or an amber alert, they'll say that the child or the adult has been found safe. It does not say that here. Now, like I said, could be hopefully he's just, maybe they found him and he's just in the hospital and they're just not reaching or giving information yet. So we'll hope for good things in this case. But once again, I will keep up with it and give you guys any updates. So this, once again, and I believe, hopefully I can get the article to come up. I'm going to go ahead and get it loading now while I'm giving the basic information. This was, once again, another missing person that I was going to feature as one of my featured missing persons. This came from the Tulsa Police Department Facebook page. And this was an update because I'd read the original post. But according to the update, which was originally posted on January 28th. I don't know when the update was. But it said this morning detectives obtained a so the original story is we previously reported, this is Tulsa Police Department, that Cassidy Ritchie was involved in prior domestic DV incidents. Detectives are currently investigating this case as a homicide. Anyone with information that's to call Tulsa Crime Stoppers at 918-596 COPS. You can remain anonymous. That's not the original. She had the original post was that she had been reported missing and they had found her vehicle. So going back up to the top of the slide, it says this morning, which is just a couple of days ago, detectives obtained a search warrant on Cassidy Ritchie's vehicle because it had been found on the side of the road by a passerby, and recovered her body, which was underneath clothing, in the back of her SUV. Cassidy had been reported missing last week after her family had not seen or heard from her in several days. Her vehicle was found with extensive off-road damage and debris on it near Enola. So she was found deceased, and like I said, hopefully can't get this I might have to find an article to read from because it had some very interesting information. Give me 1 second and I will see if I can find an article that will come up. If I can type. My fingers are not I have a hard time typing anyway with my fat fingers. Maybe this one will come up. We can keep our fingers crossed. I'm sorry, guys. I think it's just my cell service is not, once again, not at its best today. See if it's loaded and see if I've missed any comments. No. Oh, and I was going to read from some articles that I bookmarked about I found an article about, we talked about the Lindy Llewellyn case from Arkansas, a cold case. I found an article that gave them some interesting information. Go back and see if we can get the original one to come up. I'm sorry, guys. But as far as I have read, her either estranged husband or estranged boyfriend was arrested on other charges because he had been supposedly with the vehicle, said he couldn't get a ride. That's why I wanted this. And he has been charged with other charges. So far, the police allegedly, he's not been formally charged, but they do think that he was responsible for Cassidy's death. But so far, charges have not been oh goodness. Hold on, I shall be right back. I forgot to plug in my laptop. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. I forgot to plug up my laptop and it was going dead. Maybe that's why it wasn't working. I'm sorry, guys. It's just things are not working for me today. People are going to start leaving in droves. Oh, no, I do not want to leave this site. I want a new tab. It's a dumpster fire. as usual. And these sites were coming up perfectly well last night for me when I was bookmarking them and going back and checking. But so I might have to include this in because I probably will do um a case of the week live stream Friday or whatever. I might be doing the Echo Lloyd case. Somebody had requested the Echo Lloyd case. Now I've got everything missed. I apologize, guys. I'm not with it. Just go back into there. Try to go back into there. How's everybody doing out there? Everybody have a good weekend? All right. Anyway, I can't get it to come up, so. But I promise by Friday, I will get hopefully things working, and I will give you an update on this. Very disturbing case once again. So now we'll see if we can get StreamYard going again. For now, I'm going to go back to old school here. And advance my slides manually. So that was the article I was going to read. If I can get it to come up at a later date, I'll get it to so it says Fox, I'll just read from what I had on the slide. Fox 23 is learning more details surrounding the disappearance and death of 39-year-old Cassidy Ritchie that's now being investigated as a homicide. Wednesday afternoon, Fox 23 spoke with Tulsa Police Lieutenant Brandon Watkins, who said they still need the public's help in finding the Good Samaritan who pulled her 2006 blue Chrysler Pacifica out of a ditch on January 22nd. And like I said, I had an article about the husband. The husband is either a estranged husband or estranged boyfriend, but of course, my computer hates me and doesn't want to bring anything up. So next, this is Kelly Evans. This is a case, one of the cases, missing persons, that is dear to my heart. And February 4th, so this post is from a year ago, but it was shared. Nikki Driscoll is Kelly Evans' daughter. And I will give you the information, limited information we have on Kelly's disappearance. But it was reposted, reshared in the Morgan Nick Foundation or in the Natural State True Crime discussion group. I will put a link to it in the comments and the description. Nikki Driscoll posted another year down. Today is her birthday. She is 61, so this year she'll be 62. It's been 6, now 7 years, 3 months, 21 days since I have hugged my mama. I just want her home. Please pray for my mom today. Please pray that God unlocks the right door today. Please pray for a clue or a lead. Please pray for new ideas to look for her. Please pray for her safety. Please pray that someone sees her or hears from her. Please just keep her, just pray for Kelly Evans. I'm still calling for a move of God. He has the answers. He will provide. He is trustworthy. I trust him alone. Please share these photos of my mama. Please stand beside me in this battle. I love you so much, Mama. Happy birthday. And whenever I read from family members, it just always breaks my heart. So if I can read from this small. So Kelly, this is Kelly Suzanne Evans. She went missing November 4th, 2017 from Enola, Arkansas. White female, 54 years old, 5'6", 125 to 185 pounds. Kelly was last seen at her rural home on White Oak Road in Enola, Arkansas on October 14th, 2017. Her purse, a black and white zebra print bag, disappeared with her, but her wallet was left behind. So I've always said that the key to jogging somebody's memory is this zebra print purse. There was a possible sighting of Kelly walking eastbound on Highway 225 in Greenbrier, Arkansas, a few days after her disappearance. The person resembling Kelly was wearing a hat, and in the description of when she went missing, it was said that she was wearing a hat and blue jeans and carrying a black and white zebra print purse similar to Kelly's. This sighting was not confirmed, but interesting nevertheless. She has never been heard from again. Foul play is not suspected in her case, but the circumstances of her disappearance are unclear. So if you have any information on Kelly, her disappearance, her possible whereabouts, please call the Faulkner County Sheriff's Department at 501-328-4160. So like I said, I just wanted to bring that to you. I'm just going to forget the second me, and maybe that'll help bring up these articles that I want to read. I think maybe I'm bogging down my computer too much. So next we have Margaret Jane Chauncy. Don't tell me I forgot to put her. So Margaret Jane Chauncy, this is one of our cold cases, went missing on November 20th, 1987 from Texarkana, Texas. She is a white female, 24 years old when she went missing, 5'6", 125 pounds. She was last seen wearing a blue and white striped blouse, matching skirt or pants, a long gold chain necklace with 2 attached children's gold bands, and a gold watch with the name Carolyn Sewell engraved on the back. She, white female, blonde hair, hazel eyes. Chauncey, her 4 upper front teeth are capped with bridge work, and she may use the last name of Latimer. She was last seen in Texarkana, Texas on October 20th, 1987. She was driving her red 1983 Pontiac Fiero with the Arkansas license plate number MXB670. She has never been heard from again, and her vehicle has not been located. Foul play is suspected in her case. So if you have any information about Margaret, this case, anything that might jog your memory, please call the Texarkana Police Department at 903-798-3135. So this is from the, I actually found this on the Texarkana, Texas Police Department webpage. So these are the pictures and the information from that. I will, of course, put a link to the original post. It says, and this was posted a couple of days ago, it says, we know that this is a long shot, but we're hoping that somebody somewhere might have that bit of information, one little bit of information that they can share with us that will help solve this 36-year-old missing person case. So Margaret Jane Chauncy was last seen about 11:15 on the night of October 20th, 1987, when she got off her shift at the old St. Michael's Hospital in downtown Texarkana. We believe that she was headed to her apartment, but she apparently never made it home. After she missed 2 shifts at the hospital, her coworkers reported her missing. The red 1983 Pontiac Fiero that she was driving that night, this is not the actual car, but it pictured on the slide, but it is similar, has never been found. Neither has the watch that she always wore that had the name of the family members, Karen Sewell, engraved on the back. Now, could have been it was just, if there was a struggle, it was lost in the struggle somewhere, was never found. If this was some kind of predator or a serial offender, and I'm not saying that it is, I don't know, could have been taken as a souvenir, but at any rate, it has never been found. The Texarkana, Texas Police Department goes on to say, despite an extensive investigation and search in the weeks and months following her disappearance, nothing provided any viable clues. Sadly, there has not been any new leads on this case in years, and we still have no idea what happened to her. We are still working on the case, though. We know that Margaret's family, especially her daughters, are still seeking answers. It says, please reach out to us at 903-798-3116 if you have any information, doesn't matter how small or insignificant you might think it is. It might be, excuse me, it might be nothing, or it might just be the elusive missing piece of the puzzle that will let us finally solve this case and provide her family with some closure. And that's the most important thing, finding answers, getting justice for the victim if it is turns out to be a homicide, getting some answers and some closure for the families. Aside from the victims, the families are the most important part of all these cases. Sorry, my voice is still scratchy. Too much yelling and screaming this weekend. So yes, please share the story, all of these stories and information anywhere and everywhere you can. Very much appreciated. So next is, I thought I had all the, once again, I am unprepared. I go in and search for Lindy Reynolds, Charley Project information. Hopefully I can get something to come up. But right now I'm not. Oh, it came up. So this is Linda Llewellyn Reynolds, and hopefully I can get the article to come up. Lindy, which is her nickname, went missing on May 17th, 1982 from Fort Smith, Arkansas. Sorry. I feel like I'm out of frame here. She's a white female. She was 30 years old at the time she went missing. Blonde hair, hazel eyes. Her nickname is Lindy. She does have a cesarean section scar on her abdomen, and she had previously fractured her right clavicle. So Lindy was last seen on May 17th, 82 in Fort Smith, Arkansas. She had gone out to a local club in Oklahoma, which is just across the border. Fort Smith is right on the Arkansas-Oklahoma border. Sometime during the night, she had returned her vehicle to her parents' Fort Smith home. She left them a note stating that she was going to stay with friends and she would be home in time for work at 5 p.m. the next day, which would have been the 18th. She never arrived back home. She has never been heard from again. She took no belongings with her except for her purse when she disappeared. And there's an interesting fact about the purse, if it's true. And it's in this article that hopefully I can get to come up. She took okay, so her parents reported her missing 3 days later. It does say she enjoyed the club scene. She did associate with band members in 1992 in the 80s. She had left home before, but she always maintained contact with her family. They have not heard from her since May of 1982. And the passage of time indicates that she may have met with foul play and her case remains unsolved. So if you have any information about Lindy or her case, please call the Portsmouth Police Department at 479-709-5116. And I'm going to see, hopefully, if I can get this article to come up. I'm not going to hold my breath. But, oh, it's coming up, hopefully. So if it comes up, this article is from About You magazine. It's called, I can't say the M word, but Red Rum Mystery in All the Wrong Places. Lindy Reynolds was a loving aunt and was looking forward to a visit with her sister's children when she disappeared in 1982. Now, I say it's going to come up, but I may have spoke too soon. Yeah, this just aggravates the mess out of me when stuff won't come up. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Jesus. I finally got one to come up. Hopefully. So, like I said, this is from About You magazine, and it is from March of 2016. Come on. It's loading slowly but surely. Guys, I apologize. It's just taking its sweet little time. But there's some pictures of Lindy with her, I believe her niece. This was back in the 76. It's loading, guys, slowly but surely, I promise. Hopefully it will come up. Maybe not. Jeez. So, guys, if I can't get these articles to come up, I'll just do these for my cases of the week on Friday because I'm getting very frustrated with my computer right now and my cell service. It's not the computer, it's the cell service. Let's see how many. I have 3 bars on my phone. That's usually good for. There we go. Okay, it's up. So, Red Rum Mystery in All the Wrong Places. And this is concerning Lindy Reynolds. So, Lindy Reynolds was a loving aunt and was looking forward to a visit by her sister's children when she disappeared in 1982. On May 17th, 1982, Lindy Reynolds left a Fort Smith, Arkansas restaurant called Bandito's, where she worked as a waitress. She lived with her parents, and she had gotten home about 10:30 p.m., but she left again 30 minutes later. Sometime during the night, Lindy brought her car home, wrote a note, which her mother, Nancy Reynolds, found the next morning. The note said that Lindy was spending the night with friends. When she didn't pick up her paycheck or report for work the following day, Lindy's boss called her parents, but they were in the dark as to her whereabouts. And the friends that she had mentioned in her note said that they had not seen her. She is still missing to this day as of 2024. Lindy was 30 years old. She was known as somewhat of a, quote, good time girl who enjoyed the nightlife, going out to clubs, hanging out with friends, and most of all, hooking up with band members. Some called her a groupie. Her mother said she never developed self-confidence or a self-esteem, which I'm sure resulted in the behavior she exhibited. She found love and attention in the only way that she knew how. This was a quote from her mother. But her reputation affected the investigation. This is according to family members. The Fort Smith Police Department didn't begin documenting the case until January of 1984. It appears the FSPD believed Reynolds was gone because she wanted to be gone, said Detective Adam Creek, who was assigned to the case in the autumn of 2011. Nancy and Lindy's former friend Sherry Woods, which is not her real name, knew Lindy had not left of her own free will because her only sister Susie and Susie's 2 children were coming to Fort Smith for a visit in a couple of weeks. Wood said, the friend said, she cared too much for her family not to let them know where she was. She adored her sister's children and would not have gone away with their pending visit. She had such an innocent side to her, Nancy said. She was naive, she had a good heart. In November 1983, Reynolds' frustrated parents hired Steve Nowotchik, who was a private investigator or private detective, and he later served as coroner in 2 Arkansas counties and was director of the Arkansas State Crime Lab. He interviewed Lindy's friends and some of the men that she knew. A girlfriend and bar running buddy of Lindy told of a bartender / drifter named Ray, whose last name is unknown, who went missing about the same time as Lindy, but Detective Creek was not aware of any bartenders disappearing. But a female acquaintance of Lindy's did go missing, and she was later found deceased. Her name was Diane Nelms, and I looked up Diane Nelms to find out more information. Could not find absolutely literally no other information. I'm going to have to go dig deeper and try to find some information on this Diane Nelms disappearance. But Diane's car was left at the Foxfire Club, which was a joint that she and Lindy frequented. So Lindy did frequent this Foxfire Club frequently. So could be something, could be nothing. It's just something to think about. So Diane Nelms' skeletal remains were found near Lee Creek, part of which runs across the border over into Oklahoma. She had been shot behind the right ear. Nancy, who I believe is Lindy's mother, says, I think that was 2 years after Lindy disappeared, or maybe it was earlier, but it was around within a 1.5 to 2 year period that this Diane Nelms disappeared, was later found deceased from violent crime, and then Lindy disappeared after that. Investigators, however, found no evidence of a connection between the homicide of Diane Nelms and Lindy's disappearance. Around New Year's, now this is, I was talking about the purse earlier. Around New Year's 1983, a man called the Reynolds household and said that he had found Lindy's purse under a building. Nancy had answered the phone, but she was taken by surprise. So taken by surprise that she failed to get the man's name. Now, in the live stream that I did where we were discussing Lindy's case, we were all of the same mind that this man that called was very suspicious, because he said that he was a plumber who just happened to be doing some plumbing work underneath, and it was found he supposedly found this purse underneath one of the bars that Lindy was known to frequent and may have even been at that night. He claims that he was a plumber. He was under there looking at the plumbing. He found this purse, her identification, called the parents, and I think, but he never called the police. As far as I have researched and found, he never called the police about this purse. He never turned the purse into the police. I think he did say, when he called Lindy's parents, said, I will leave the purse here and you can come and get it. Lots of red flags, in my opinion, about this gentleman that supposedly found the purse. But at any rate, So the place the purse was found was called Harry's. It was a bar which was between Moffett and Roland, Oklahoma. Woods heard that on the night of the disappearance, Reynolds was at Harry's when she invited a band member to come hang out with her. But apparently this band member showed interest in another girl, and Lindy supposedly got mad and left with someone else and went to the Country Kitchen in Towson Avenue, which is in Fort Smith. We have no solid information about who she was last with or where she was last seen, Detective Creek said. Some people said she was at Harry's. Others say that she was at a different bar. In September 1982, the FSPD received a flyer from the Washoe County Sheriff's Office in Reno, Nevada. The picture was of an unidentified homicide victim who bore a resemblance to Lindy, but her dental records didn't match, so it was not Lindy. Lindy's parents had provided samples of their DNA to law enforcement, and they sent all the information they had on Lindy's case to the Arkansas State Crime Lab. They have tried everything they can think of to find answers about their daughter's disappearance, even consulting with psychics, including one in Phoenix who said Reynolds' abductor had gone into Lindy's house with her. Now, whether or not which side of the fence you are on about psychics, take that with a grain of salt. And according to Lindy's mother, both of these psychics supposedly said they both told me that she wasn't on this earth anymore. Well, and it didn't say, I don't think what year that she told. Lindy's mother supposedly consulted with these psychics, but yeah, unfortunately, I am of the, in my opinion, Lindy is not on this earth anymore. Something very bad happened to her, in my opinion. One musician who played in the Fort Smith area back in the day, back in the 80s, said a lot of people were regulars where the bands performed. He didn't remember Harry's, but he did remember Lindy. He says she was always just around. He recalled the news that she had disappeared. And he said, quote, nobody knew anything about anything, really. What I heard was that she was really drunk one night in a bar and left with some guy, and nobody ever saw her again. They figured she ended up over across the line in Oklahoma and out in the river bottoms somewhere. That was strictly just talk, because if she hasn't surfaced in all these years, she's probably not going to. That's too bad. I hope she found peace. And that was a quote from one of the band members. Her mother, Nancy, said we had a memorial for her 5 years after she disappeared. It was really hard for our friends, because what do you say to somebody who has lost a child like that? Absolutely. You don't know exactly how you're going to feel unless something like this happens to you personally, and God forbid it doesn't. Several years ago, Lindy's grieving mother wrote a poem about her, and the first verse reads, dappled sunlight on her face, weary, wan in death's embrace, in that hidden evil place, my child is dead. So sad. So anyone with information regarding Lindy's case should contact, once again, the Fort Smith Police Department at 479-709-5116. So that is Lindy Lou Reynolds. And like I said, I was going to do a whole video, a case of the week video on this, but this is basically all the information, unfortunately, that we have about Lindy's disappearance. So very important to get any info out there. Was checking comments. I couldn't get my second self to come back later. Am I being boring? Michigan wife says it was pretty boring. I like it like that. Yeah, exactly. Maxie says, damn electronics. I know. Like I said, it may be, I find I have better, when I try to do lives during the daytime around this time, noon, 1:15, maybe. And plus, I live out in the country and we don't get very good cell service anyway. But when I do my lives later at night, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, everything works better because I guess people are in bed and not as many people are using the Verizon network. So that's what I try to do when I do lives, do them at night. I just have more luck especially with when I try to go through my second self, going through StreamYard to control everything. All right. I'm gonna do that. Once again, dang electronics. All right, so that was Lindy. Let's see what we got next. So Renee Pernice. Hopefully her information will come up. So if any of you guys remember I can't remember if it was alive. I think it was a live missing person Monday video I did a couple weeks ago. I was talking about these Star Gale Boomer case. And it'll give the information about how it's connected. But Renee Pernice was mentioned in regards to this case because apparently her husband or estranged husband or boyfriend was interviewed as a witness in the Star Boomer case. And so I clicked over to the link to Renee's case because it said that she had mysteriously disappeared, and that I think it says that her husband or boyfriend, whatever, was a person of interest in Renee's case. So I decided to include it today. So this is Renee Pernice. She went missing on January 2nd, 2009 from Kansas City, Missouri. She was a white female. She was 35 years old at the time she disappeared. So if she were alive today, she would be 50. When she disappeared, she was 5'7" to 5'9", 130 to 145 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes, and her ears were pierced. So Renee was last seen between 9 and 10 a.m. on January 2nd, 2009 at her home in Kansas City, Missouri. And after that, she has never been seen or heard from again. 3 days after her disappearance, Renee's cell phone was found by a pedestrian near 6th Street and Gladstone Boulevard, which is in northeast Kansas City, which is 12 miles from her home. The area had no known connection to Renee, and a search yielded no clues. Renee left behind 2 young sons and a stepdaughter. She worked as a nurse's instructor for the St. Luke's hospital system at the time of her disappearance. It is uncharacteristic of her to leave without warning. She took only her wallet and her cell phone, leaving all her other belongings behind. So this is where we get to the husband. Renee's husband of 10 years, Sean, was the last person to see her. He said he was asleep in the basement when she left the house, and he does not remember much about it. Of course, to me, it's always red flaggy or suspicious when they said, "Oh, I was asleep. I don't remember much about it." Could be true, but then again, when I give you the rest of the details about this, very suspicious. Sean, who was at that time a firefighter with the Independence, Missouri Fire Department, had recently returned home from Iraq, where he served as a medic with the United States Army. He was supposed to report to the Missouri National Guard for a 2-week training season the day Renee disappeared. So Sean and Renee did have a history of marital problems. She had filed for divorce in 2005, but she voluntarily withdrew the filing 2 years later. Their relationship became troubled again after Sean returned home from Iraq, and the couple had decided to separate. Sean was supposed to move out of the family home, which Renee had bought before their marriage, after he completed his National Guard session. Police did search the Pernice home on January 10th. They removed firearms, ammunition, and possible blood evidence. It says the garage floor had been acid etched and recently mopped, but the rest of the house was messy. And investigators said Sean gave conflicting dates as to when he last saw Renee. At first, he said it was January 1st, then January 2nd. With the, playing devil's advocate for a minute, January 1st, January 2nd, if you're in a high stress situation or being questioned, it could be legitimate that he did get the dates wrong because, January 1st, January 2nd. Now, if it had been January 1st, he said, and then like March or April, that might be, taken into consideration. So, even more interesting, Sean had used his electric key card to enter the Independence Fire Department's Hazardous Materials Station, which is Station 5, early on the morning of January 3rd. Now, he was assigned to Station 7, not Station 5. Authorities noted that the hazardous materials station contained multiple types of cleaning supplies and solvents. And it says Sean was later fired from his job with the department after this incident. In the days following Renee's disappearance, Sean was seen kissing a woman at a casino. He had also put his profile on dating websites and listed himself as single. Curiously, this is where we tie into the Star Boomer case. Sean was questioned in the 1999 disappearance of Star Boomer, who was last seen in a Kansas City bar. Authorities believe that Star was beaten to death inside the bar, and then 2 men were charged with second degree in her case, but the charges, unfortunately, were dropped after witnesses refused to cooperate. So go back to, you can find where I did this case in the Missing Person Monday playlist. The Stargale Boomer case is very sad, very disturbing. Lots of stuff going on in that case. So the charges were dropped against these men after witnesses refused to cooperate. Sean was one of the patrons in the bar that night. He is not considered a suspect in Star's case, in Star's disappearance. He was just interviewed as a witness. Authorities stated that so back to Renee's case. Authorities stated that a white extended cab pickup truck was seen in the area of Gladstone Boulevard and St. John Avenue, near where Renee's cell phone was found later on the morning of her disappearance. They also said they had a witness later identified as, I'm just going to say Kelly, who might be connected to the truck. Sean admitted that he and this Kelly had an affair in late December of 2008. Kelly spoke to the police and cooperated with their investigation, but denied knowing Renee's whereabouts. Authorities stated that she was not a suspect in Renee's disappearance. By February, police stated that they were certain that Renee was deceased. Sean was arrested 3 times for unrelated charges in the several months following his wife's disappearance. He was charged with felony theft of stealing a neighbor's firearm in late January. In July, he was charged with disturbing the peace in connection with a late-night argument with neighbors. And later that month, he was charged with witness tampering and endangering the welfare of a child after he had another confrontation with the same neighbor and allegedly threatened a witness in the firearm case. So Renee's mother and stepfather filed for custody of her sons in March, alleging Sean was an unfit parent. In my opinion, I agree with that. The boys began living with them in July of 2009. Sean signed over full custody of the boys in January of 2010, but he did have visitation with the children regularly. So Sean was charged with first degree in Renee's case in May of 2010. In February of 2012, he pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter in her case. He did confess to taking her life unintentionally during an argument. Take that with a grain of salt. Authorities believe that Sean put Renee's body, trigger warning, in a trash bag, threw it in a dumpster, and it was then taken to the Shawnee landfill. He was sentenced to the maximum term of 15 years in prison. So, of course, obviously, foul play suspected. I'm going to check up on this case, see if he's still. So, February 22, he was sentenced to 15 years. So that would be 2000. Help me with math. I'll see if he's still in jail. He should be still in jail because it's 2024. So it's 15 years. In 2027, he should be eligible or could be released. But like I said, anybody correct me on my math if I'm wrong. All right, let me go back out and see if we got any comments going on. Apparently, I'm not the only one that is having trouble with Michigan Wife says my tablet popped me out for a second. Yeah, my computer is try to use my left hand or my right hand. All right, so that was Renee Pernice. Oh, I got to. See, this is why I like to control things when it will cooperate with me. With it's putting the comments and stuff up, and it's easier to control through my laptop. But since my laptop has decided not to cooperate with me. Okay, so next we have Darla Melissa Harper. And I think this is the last one. I think I've had her saved in my browser bookmarks. I was gonna once again another one that I was gonna do a full like case of the week on, but there's just not really all my research, not a whole lot of information, so I included her in this Missing Person Monday. So this is Darla Melissa Harper. She went missing on March 4th, 1986 from Little Rock, Arkansas. She was just 25 years old when she disappeared, 5'3" to 5'5", 115 pounds. She was last seen wearing a pullover shirt. A pullover shirt, jeans, a horseshoe-shaped diamond ring, a diamond cluster ring, and a teardrop-shaped diamond pendant. She had light brown hair, brown eyes. She has a burn scar on her left elbow, approximately 1.5 inches long, and she also had a small scar on her right cheek. So Darla was last seen at her apartment in Grand Ridge, Arkansas, which is near Little Rock, which is in central Arkansas, on March 4th, 1986. A neighbor went to visit her that day and left at approximately 9:30 p.m. The same neighbor heard noises from Darla's residence between 11 and 11:30 p.m. that evening, but did not investigate the sounds because, in their opinion, they were not very loud or threatening. Darla did not arrive at work the following morning as scheduled, and a co-worker checked her apartment and found her, and this is so sad, as always, found her 2-year-old daughter alone and blood on the apartment's front door. There was no sign of Darla, and she has never been heard from again. Her car was found abandoned in a commuter parking lot near Crystal Hill Road, which was 9 miles away from her home, the day after she disappeared. There was an unidentified set of fingerprints inside the vehicle, and a small amount of blood was also found inside the car. At the time, Darla worked for the IRS. She had finalized her divorce just 4 months prior to vanishing. And this is, once again, trigger warning, because it's just so heartbreaking. After Darla's disappearance, her daughter made statements that, quote, 3 men came in funny hats, and that she, quote, saw mommy in a bag, and, quote, mommy's feet were broke. It just breaks my heart. And I can't remember, it says how old her daughter was. 2 years old. The daughter was 2 years old. Cannot imagine. So 5 months after Darla disappeared, a neighbor did come forward and claim to have witnessed Harper or Darla being abducted from her home. This statement was not verified, however. Several persons of interest have been investigated in Darla's case over the years. In 1990, investigators searched the backyard of her ex-husband's house, where Darla had lived prior to the divorce, after his then-wife said Darla was buried there. The search uncovered bone fragments, but authorities were unable to determine whether they were human. Police and Darla's loved ones suspect foul play in her disappearance. She is described as being a devoted mother who would not have willingly abandoned her child, and very little evidence available in this case, and it remains unsolved. Such a horrible, sad case with the 2-year-old. Just what she said. I mean, and a 2-year-old, in my opinion, a 2-year-old would not have the wherewithal to make up these what she said about men in funny hats came in. Mommy was in a bag. Mommy's feet were broken. A 2-year-old. Now, granted, 2-year-olds have very big imaginations, but she had to, in my opinion, that little 2-year-old baby saw something very bad. And in my opinion, she witnessed her mother's abduction, and that is just heartbreaking to me. So if you have any information about this case, please contact the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office at 501-340-6601. Just horrible, heartbreaking, but very important to get that information out. All right, you guys are being a little bit quiet. That's okay, though. If you have any questions, comments, throw them in there. Let's see what we got. Let me go back up. Yeah, that was our last one that we had. All right, guys, that was our almost halfway dumpster fire Missing Person Monday live stream. Like I said, if you have any questions, comments, please do leave them, or you can leave them in a comment. Been about an hour and a half, so I'm going to wrap it up. Please, I will put links, like I said, when YouTube lets me upload it from, usually it takes 12 to 24 hours for it to let me go in and edit the description. I will put all the links to everything in the description box. I will put the links to the current missing persons in the comments, because it will let me do that immediately. I apologize for the, let me see, just on the off chance it will let me bring up the Cassidy Ritchie case. It probably won't, but I'm just gonna save that one for our case of the week live stream. I will include that information. So everybody, thank you for watching. Very much appreciated. Everybody who participated in chat. Let me go back. Dandy was here. Michigan Wifey, Mexi, Shauna. Anybody else who might have popped in that I missed. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you, lurkers, for being here. thank you, everybody watching on replay. Until next time, I do have a special video regarding serial offenders. Once again, thank you to Junior Johnson, who a few weeks ago I did a video or a live stream with the concerning the top 8 states with the most serial offenders, and I think I did a short of it. And in the short, Junior had asked me if I knew or could find how many serial offenders are operating in the U.S. within, say, the last five years up till 2024. So I thought that was a very interesting question. So I did find an article giving some very good statistics and points that I happen to agree with. So I have that uploaded Wednesday. Friday we'll do our missing case of the week video or live stream. And then Sunday, if you guys are up to it, just let me know. We'll do a True Crime After Dark around 9 or 10 Central Time, and I will. We can talk about anything true crime related, and I'll try to do a little slideshow of my Mardi Gras adventures. So until then, take care of yourselves. Be careful out there. Take care of each other, and I will see you next time. Thanks, guys.